Hi all, in this video we'll be continuing with networking. The topics we are covering are types of network, network architecture, network security. Types of networks. There are various types of networks used worldwide these days. Depending on the geographical area covered by a network, there are three types of computer networks. So, the geographical area covered means the area spread according to the area of the network. It is divided into three types. They are local area network called LAN, metropolitan area network called MAN, wide area network called WAN. These are the three types. We will study in detail. Local area network. In LAN, short form LAN, local area network. In local area network, two or more computers and peripheral devices are connected within small area such as room, office building or a campus. So usually LAN resides in one office or a building or a campus. Only that much area it is spread. It's a short area. In LAN, computer terminals are physically connected with wires. So here mostly connection is through wires, but there is wireless also. That connection is called WLAN. That means wireless local area network. A W will come here. That's all. Okay. So usually a LAN will connect with wires. WLAN wirelessly, and it will reside in a room or an office building. The data transmission speed is slow as compared to WAN. Okay, when it comes to LAN, the data transmission speed according to the in comparison with WAN, it will be slow. But actually for a common person we cannot identify whether it is slow or the speed is slow or fast, but still technically it is slow. Since LAN is operated in a small area, it can be controlled and administered by a single person or organization. So there's the LAN is in a small area, that means it can be administered by a person who is known as network administrator, who will control this. So this is the figure of LAN, which means in a small building the computers will be there. There will be different computers called servers. We will study what are servers, and it will be connected with cables. You can see the lines represent cables, and devices like printers and all will be connected resources. Next, metropolitan area network. MAN is a larger network than LAN. So it is larger than LAN and smaller than WAN. It is spread across a city. Since it covers a city, it is called metropolitan. The most common example of MAN type network is cable television branches of a local bank in a city. Here you can see it is spread only in a city. Okay, it's a small area, not as LAN. Actually it is greater than LAN. So for example, branches, for example in our city, we will take our city, there will be bank branches, different branches in different areas of the city. That all branches will be connected together into one server. Okay, so that's considered to be a MAN. So there will be LANs inside each bank. Consider there are 4 banks. Okay, these are same branches of the bank. This is bank 1, the same branch, bank 2, bank 3, bank 4. It has LAN inside. Inside the office there is LAN, but these all LANs are connected together somewhere. Okay, that is a MAN. So then it acts as a MAN. So MAN is actually collection of LANs. MAN is actually collection of LANs. So like a cable television network, we already know that cable television network is there. So like a cable television network, it is actually an example of metropolitan area network. Next is wide area network. This kind of network connects 2 or more computers located at far away places. They are linked by communication facilities like telecommunication or satellite signals. Like we can say internet is an example of wide area network. With the help of internet we are connected together. Okay, with the help of internet we are connected together. We can see with video conferencing and all, because we are connected to wide area network. The most common examples of WAN type network is telecom system, like a telephone system which is connected all over the world, right? You can call from here to another place. That's a telecom system. That's an example of WAN. The usage of WAN is limited to very large organizations and government agencies. So usually a very large organization and government agencies are using WAN, and we are also using as a common people. When we connect our phone or our computer to internet, we are actually a part of WAN. The main characteristics of WAN is that it requires a public telecommunication media to transfer data. So for example, public telecommunication media, like we have a phone connection like BSNL, Idea, Vodafone. These connections we are using, Airtel. These connections we are using for what? For attending here as an example, for attending this class, you are using one connection, I am using one connection, and with the help of that telecommunication system I am uploading my videos, you are watching the videos. This is because this is one of the characteristics of wide area network. This is a figure of a LAN. You can see that like a network in London, a network in New York, and a network in Paris is connected with the help of internet. That is WAN, wide area network. WAN examples: internet in a large multinational company. So here what internet we are using, or not only a company, a common man is using. So we are a part of WAN. ATM facility is the result of WAN. Bank ATMs all over the world it is there. Or for example, if you take India also, all over the India you can take money from anywhere, you can take money from your account. So that's because of the facility of WAN. Then multinational bank customer services. All over the world bank services are available. Network architecture. Network architecture is the design of a computer network that describes how a computer network is configured and what strategies are being used. So the term network architecture means it's the design of a computer network, how a computer network is designed. That is about the network architecture. The two most of the widely used types of network architecture are client-server network, peer-to-peer network. We'll just see each one. Client-server network or client-server architecture. It is a network where several computers called clients or workstations are connected to the main computer called server. So there are two types of computers in client-server architecture. One is server, which is the main computer, the whole big computer, main computer, and there are clients like our small workstations or our like our computer, our laptop and all. For example, if you are connecting to YouTube, if you are seeing something from YouTube, which means that video is from the YouTube server. Okay, that video is uploaded in the YouTube server and we are watching with our phones. Our phones or computers are workstations. Okay, so the server is providing that data. A server is a computer that provides services to clients and control access to hardware, software and other resources. So a server is a main computer that provides services to client. So according to the client request, server is providing data. For example, if we try to search something in the Google, we are getting result from a website that is from some other server. Okay, so these all are part of server. Clients are the computers which request services like data retrieval, storage, etc. from the server. So the server stores everything and the client can access or request the services to the server. So an image is given here, the client server architecture. In offices also you can use client server architecture, which means in the server all the main data will be stored there. All main data in an office will be stored there, and other office small computers are there. That computers will take data from the server and store back to the server. So it will request data from the server. The client will request data from the server and the server will give a response. And for example, here scanner, printer, everything is connected. Database also is connected to the server. That means these computers here can store data in the database. These computer can take a printout with the help of server. These computer can take a scan with the help of server. So all the things are stored in server. Clients are just computers which is like act as a workstation to the server. Client doesn't have that much power, only the server is having the power. Next is peer-to-peer architecture. It is a network where a few computers having equal capacity and capabilities are connected together to use the resources available on the network. So for example, there is no server or client. Here every computer is similar. Every computer has the same capacity or same capability. So there is no server or client. In peer-to-peer network, there is no central server. Each computer can act as a server as well as a client. So each computer is server and a client. There is no discrimination as server or client. You can see the figure here. In the peer-to-peer model, actually every computer is connected. There, these two computers are connected. From here to here it is connected. Here to here it is connected. So in any way there is no structure for connecting. Okay, every computers are connected here. That is peer-to-peer model. Network security, the next portion. The most important aspect in computer networking is data security. So main thing about the network in a computer, or the main thing about a computer, is data security. Whatever stored in a computer should be protected. Only authorized person can access or modify data. So the thing about networks are only authorized person can access the data or modify the data. Consider the following points that may happen in any organization. So these are some situations that happens in any organization. Some employees may try to change the data concerning their leave records, salaries, performance appraisals, etc. So some employees, if they have access to a main computer, they can actually change their details, salary details and everything they can change. That means it will affect the company. Accident deletion, which means by mistake something will be deleted. Former employees or some other people may try to harm the company's data. Okay, so it's some kind of people, they will try to harm the company's data in a computer. People outside the company may try to access confidential data with the help of network. So these all situations can happen. For that they need a network security. Okay, so that is with the network. Security is there with the network. More points. Network security means protecting data and resources from access by unauthorized persons. So usually network security means protecting your data from unauthorized person. There are two general levels of network security. Logging security is the first one. That means each person is having a unique ID and password to log in to their system. They cannot access anyone else's system unless they know the ID and password. Okay, and other persons cannot enter your system because your ID and password is with you. So that can be accessed with the help of network security. Next is write security. Based upon your username, you are given rights like read-only access or read-write access or no access at all. A combination of rights can also be granted to the same user for different sets of data. Write security means, you know that in a company there are different kind of employees, the main manager or the assistant manager or the like a common man working in a company. So each of these persons have different power in the company. So the main manager can read a data or delete a data or something. So the assistant manager doesn't have the power. He needs permission from the other person. So his ID and password, whatever login security ID and password is given to him, that ID and password has a right. Okay, they will get a specific job only. That job only they can do. They cannot do other person's job. Okay, so they cannot access the other person's computer. These kind of securities or rights are there with each designation. Okay, so that's right security. So this is about network security. So thank you for watching. This chapter is over. That is introduction to networks.